Hey guys, how's it going? This is Jenin, and today we're going to be training the elbow to elbow roll. Took a bit of a break. My battery needed charging, so I decided to play with some new skills. Got a new one in. Here's for you. New trick. It kind of feels good to get a new skill. But the first thing you're going to need for the elbow to elbow roll is actually a backward roll. So make sure that you have a backward roll before you even start attempting this skill, because you don't want to hurt your neck. Backward roll is hands by your ears. You're in a squat position. Tuck your chin, toes of your nose. So train that for a little bit, and we'll get back. Alright guys, now that you've worked your backward roll, our next thing we have to learn is how to roll backwards into a cross shoulder roll. So, those of you that know what a shoulder roll is, PK roll, martial arts roll, safety roll, whatever you want to call it, it's from shoulder to hip. We're just doing the reverse of it, from hip to shoulder, and back over. Rock back, touch your toe, bring it back. Once you've got that down, the next step would be to do what the b-boys call an elbow freeze. So you would reach out with your elbow, pushing it up towards your head, and extending by looking over to that elbow. So, reach. Once you've gotten the idea of extending your hands out, then start bracing yourself with your hand to try and hold that position. Up and push back. So, train that for a second. We'll move on to the next step. So, we've worked our elbow freeze. Now, we have to learn how to roll on our opposite shoulder. So we start rolling to our right, and we come out rolling to our left, or vice versa. If you start rolling to your left, you're going to come out rolling forwards to your right. So we got to make sure that we understand the concept of rolling to our opposite side. Now, pulling in the safety roll, same concept. Pull over the shoulder, come out, and back. Forward, and backward. And if you have any trouble with the safety roll, just look up some tutorials. Ryan Doyle does a pretty good one. So, once you've practiced that enough times, now we're going to start combining the two moves together to be able to do elbow, switch. So how it's going to look, you're going to reach out over one elbow, catch yourself with that hand, switch, and roll out. Okay? What's switching is your legs. So here's a different view. So we've practiced switching sides, and that one's actually a bit confusing. But once you get the understanding of rolling back from one shoulder, forwards into the opposite side, then we can move on and complete the move by extending. Now, extending is pretty hard. You have to shoot your toes up towards the ceiling as quick as possible. So, reaching back, push and catch. When you catch, you're going to be on two elbows in an elbow stance. To practice that, you can do sort of like a tripod here, but on your elbows to understand where the body position is. Holding it against the wall may also work. Just make sure that when you go, you take techniques and practice on not going too heavy on your head. Put most of the pressure on your elbows. So we've managed to make it to our last step. Our last step is switching from elbow to elbow, shoulder to shoulder roll. So you want to reach back behind you, catch, and as you've caught in this position, roll it back out. Once again, remember, really push out big with those elbows. Reach here, all the way back, then, and roll out. So, that is the elbow to elbow roll. I like to call it a shoulder to shoulder roll because of our PK technique. But experiment a couple tricks with it, try to combine them into skills. I like to do them off ledges. It makes it look a little flowier. So keep training, subscribe, and if you have any ideas for tutorials, things that you'd like to learn, let us know, and we'll get to you ASAP. Thanks, take care.